Okay, I've been trying to fix my grinder, and I've gotten new gear there. Got that on the motor, by the way, so you know. And I know what those other guys are talking about now. Anyway, it's a D28402 4.5 inch angle grinder, and I'm trying to get that gear swapped out in there. So came up with a plan. I don't know if this is right, but I haven't seen anything on YouTube. I just put it in a vise. I give a space for the shaft to extend through this piece of pipe. It's actually a quick connect for gas lines or whatever. And it has slid the shaft, but I was always worried that it might hurt the bearing. The bearing seems to be fine, but now it is looser. Just might work if I keep going that route. I'll need to find something to be smaller than that to help keep pushing it in. Okay. So we started by pushing it in with that piece of pipe, and it seemed to work. I've got this deal that should be able to put enough force on that in the middle. Hopefully it'll get it past a tapered point and it'll come off. I don't know, I've never done this before, but I'm a little nervous about going any tighter with it until I know it's gonna stay. So I'm just gonna put it in a vise to hold it in place. And I realize you can't see that if I do that. Flip it around so you can get a eye shot of it. This tool isn't 100% designed for these angles or whatever, but I'll give it a go and see what happens. So there, we've got it pushed in pretty good. Bearings don't seem to be any worse for it. So we'll set this back up and try it a little more. I imagine there's the right tool somewhere for this, but I don't have it. So we'll just continue pushing that in. I think that's about as far as we're going to get with it, like that. But as you can see, that gear is just about off of that axle. Now I might be able to get something under the edge of it. It's got quite a bit of play in it. I'm going to skip the hammer. There it is. Came out. Finally. I think the bearings will be fine. They seem a little rough, but we won't know till we get it set back up and put together and running again. So there's the replacement gear. You can see the difference in how it's worn. These are pretty much flared off flat. One thing I noticed was the numbers on the gears are different. The old one's a 998 and the replacement I ordered was 991. But they had it listed as the right part for this device, so we'll go ahead and use it. Looks like that's going to be about as hard to get back on as it was to get off. Looks like I'll have clearance on the teeth if I use that. Shove it back on there. It just got a bit tougher. See what's going on in here. Looks like that should all clear out through that hole. It's getting there. Guess we just got to push it a little bit. Hopefully that's enough. I haven't screwed anything up. Looks like it's sitting in there just like it did before. The other one did. Just have to put our snap ring on there again and reassemble it. By the way, thought I'd just let you know, this is kind of a hand-me-down grinder, and I don't have all the necessary tools to use it, I suppose, but you know, I make do with what I got. Simple as that. It's back together. Gonna plug it in, make sure it spins up and everything. See how it sounds. Was rattling and making a lot of noise in here, and I think the reason I came into this trouble is because these screws got a little loose. So if you got a grinder like this, just check them periodically, make sure they're not rattling out. Causes that pin gear to come off the bigger gear. So still sounds a little rough, but definitely working better than it did.